Hello there, and welcome to Minecraft Murder. What you've just watched is a brief showcase of a map that I've made over the past year and a bit. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is murder? Why is it taking so long? And, why did my dad leave me? But don't worry, we'll get there. Now to start at the beginning. Before there was anything, there was nothing. But before nothing, there was Gary and his mod. Gary's mod is a mod made by Face Assault Studios. It's a physics-based sandbox game based on Half-Life 2, where your imagination is the limit. You can drive a car, recreate JFK's assassination, and have some bonding time with your long-lost father. Wait a minute, that's not right. Anyway, Gmod has a plethora of mods that can be installed, one of which being the game mode, Murder. Now, what is murder? The objective of murder is dependent on the role you play within the game, but it mostly boils down to killing another player. There are 3 roles that the player can be assigned to in the game, the first one being the murderer. The murderer's objective is to shove a knife down the backs of other players. Easy, right? Wrong! You absolute disgrace of a human being! You think that's it? Can your feeble little mind not comprehend that there may be a foil to this murderer? Well, it's not. Introducing the bystander with a secret weapon. The role of this dubious little creature is to act as a detective of sorts. They must find out who the murderer is and, well, blow their brains out. But what is stopping this detective from obliterating everything in his path? Well, by shooting an innocent bystander, you drop your weapon and break down into a guilt-induced coma. For about 10 seconds. But during that time, the murderer can go on a killing spree as they will no longer have the end of a barrel pointed at their cranium. Well, unless the bystander picks up a gun. Now, for the best role, the bystander. The main goal of the bystander is to run away from every single person and scream down the mic that the murderer is right behind them. Other than that, they are mostly backup detectives in case the gun gets dropped. That pretty much sums up the murder game mode. But why would I want to make this on Minecraft if there is already a perfectly good version available? Well, Gmod, unfortunately, is only available on Steam, and at the time when I first started making this, I only had an Xbox, therefore I couldn't play it. Or could I? It was then I had a stroke of absolute genius. Why did I just make it? So construction began. I was excited. I would finally be able to replicate a game that I'd seen time and time again on YouTube. And it would make me so happy that I'd finally be able to experience this amazing game with my friends. And why won't my code work? Huh? In my excitement, I failed to realise that coding was complicated, and my makeshift chain of command blocks wasn't going to cut it. Yeah, sure, I could take the easy route, shove a dispenser in a room that determines who is the murderer and who isn't, but that's just boring. So was this the end? Was my goal unobtainable? Not really. I'm not going to bore you with the technical stuff, but I had to make a few adjustments to make the map functional. Instead of a detective losing his gun when he shoots the wrong person, I made it so the crossbow had the chance to fail to reload. This, of course, was an intentional feature and not at all created by accident. I also made it so when the crossbow is dropped by a player, it automatically gets given to another bystander. This was just to get around the murderer picking up the crossbow. Now, it's time for the maps. There are 6 maps in the roster. 5 of the 6 maps have some sort of gimmick, some being more obvious than others. The first map I created was more or less a testing ground for the code that ended up not working, and due to it being the first map, I didn't really have the energy to be creative, so I therefore recreated a map from Gary's mod called Clue. In my opinion, this is the weakest map out of the 6, but it acts more of a way to understand how the game works. The second map is the space station that is somewhat inspired by the game Alien Isolation, excluding the stomach-rupturing xenomorphs. The third map is called Mine, and it takes place in a mine. Shocker, I know. This map, as far as I know, is a 100% original idea. The only inspiration I had was from mine shafts already present within the game. It includes 3 zones: overgrown, lava, and ice, which all merge into one central cave. The 4th map is a haunted mansion. This is the biggest map out of the 6 and is a totally ordinary mansion. Nope, nothing suspicious about it. Now the 5th map is called Site PSI. This map is one of my favourites as it was really fun to make. This map takes place completely underwater, which makes this one of the more unique maps and also makes quite a big map rather small. This map was heavily inspired by Call of Duty's Moon map and the modded variant Leviathan. The final map is slightly different from the rest as it is the only map to include secrets. As this was, at the time, the final map of the roster, I wanted to make it special. Now this map went through 3 variations, but what they all had in common is that I wanted to make a horror-esque map. However, in the final product I moved away from the horror theme. There is still a remnant of this though in one of the secrets in the map. And that's about it. I still have room to make more maps, but I haven't really got any ideas. I would love to keep adding more maps to this as I'm really proud of this project. If anyone watching has a really good idea for a map, let me know. Or if you download the map and find out that my coding is atrocious and you find a way to make it better, let me know, as all I want to do is create a fun experience. Finally, for those interested, I will link the map download in the description. Thank you for watching.